was it? Could you tell? I'm not certain. It was dark. It was dark. It was a revolver. What color was the gun? If you can tell us. It appeared to be dark. I don't know, because it was dark outside, but it was black. You said you moved your hands right before you were shot. How did you move your hands? Demonstrate it for us, please. Like this. I didn't raise them, just like this. May the record reflect the witness has raised both his arms in kind of a shrugging fashion, I guess, like you're doing, with palms open. Yes, all right. Palms open and arms down. How close were you to the defendant when you were shot, sir? A bit further away than this man here. How much further away? About 2 steps away from where he's at. Again, that would be about 6 feet. 5 to 6 feet, yes, approximately. When the defendant fired his gun, Mr. Barbosa, could you see his entire face? When I saw the gun, I felt I couldn't do anything. I couldn't run or anything. The question is, when the gun was fired at you from 6 feet away, did you see the defendant's entire face? Yes. Was he still wearing the hat? Yes, still. Okay, so just to review on this one real fast. We started off with question by plaintiff's attorney, attorney on the right, right? So you did his designation, the right hand designation, and a Q, and then A, and then a Q, and then an A, right? And then we got to here, and he says, may the record reflect the witness has raised both hands. So what did you do? His designation, right? So you should have done right designation only and put the words, right? And then the witness came in and said, like you're doing, and then the court came in and said, with palms open, and the plaintiff's attorney, using his designation, says yes. And the court said, all right. And then the plaintiff's attorney said, palms open and arms down. He was clarifying there. And then he starts his question right after. He goes right into it. How close were you to the defendant? So what did you do after that? Set him up again. Right? So the plaintiff's attorney, it's colloquy, and he says, palms open and arms down. And then he starts his question, so then you have to hit his right designation and a Q and start. How close were you to the defendant? All right, so this is an 84 voice test. We are starting off with what examination? We are in direct examination by the attorney on the right, who is the plaintiff's attorney. The attorney on the right, plaintiff's attorney. His name is Mr. Hicks, Hicks. And the other attorney, attorney on the left, is defense attorney. Defense attorney is Mr. Miller, Miller. Okay, this is a 5-minute test. A couple of the preview words, Martin Luther King Hospital. Martin Luther King Hospital. What's the brief for surgery? SURG. What about the name Fernando Barbosa? Fernando, Fernando. Barbosa, Barboza. Chevrolet, 4-door Chevrolet. What else? Mr. Barbosa, Cholo, 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 Mexico. Okay. What's police station? Plation, Plation. Okay, ready? Today is the 12th. Okay, here we go. This is an 84 voice test. Starts with question by attorney on the right. What did the doctors do to you to operate on you? I think I had many surgeries because my kidneys were damaged. I don't remember. Was anything else in your body damaged because of the gunshot? No, just that. I have my scar, all that. Was your stomach hurt by these bullets, sir? Yes. How was your stomach hurt? I can't eat as before. I have to eat all day, a little at a time. Last question before we take our break. Mr. Barbosa, how long were you in Martin Luther King Hospital? How long were you there? 2 months, that I remember, but it seemed to be longer than that. You were shot in September of '94, Mr. Barbosa. Were you still at Martin Luther King Hospital in December of 1994? I don't remember. Thank you, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our afternoon recess at this time. Please keep in mind my admonitions. We will see you back here at 3 o'clock. On the record now in the matter of People versus Salgado, the defendant is present in court with his counsel. If you'll do the honors, Miss Clerk. All of our jurors are present. And, sir, I do want to remind you that you have been sworn. Therefore, you are still under oath. You understand that? Yes. And would you just state your name? You don't have to spell it. Just state your name again. Fernando Barbosa. All right. You completed, Mr. Hicks? No, I still have a ways to go. Had you completed your direct? No, I've gone halfway. Some more questions. Mr. Barbosa, when you were shot in the chest, where was your cousin at that time? He was behind me, behind me. Was he sitting in the car or was he standing outside? He was standing outside. When you and your cousin Rock were on the ground, where was your cousin Al then? I don't remember. The Chevrolet, the four-door car, the body style, the way it looked. Can you describe that for us, please? It appeared to be an old 86, 84. I would like to show you People's Exhibit number 13. Do you see the car on this piece of paper? Yes. The car that you saw that evening, did it look similar to the car you see on the piece of paper? Yes. What exhibit was this? I'm sorry. People's 13. Okay, thank you. Now, sir, later on, after you were shot, did the police come? Yes. My tape stopped though. We have it on this though. Okay, so I taped it on this.
Do we do this here in the lab or can we take it home in district? It's not really.
Yeah. All right, so we're starting off with, this is Learn 4 Voice Hour. We're starting off with question by plaintiff's attorney, which is the attorney on the right-hand side, right? So you get the right-hand designation. And then what? Q. Okay, so designate him and then Q. All right, and Mr. Plaintiff's attorney is Mr. Hicks. His name is Hicks, Hicks. And defense attorney is Mr. Miller, Miller. Attorney on the left-hand designation, Mr. Miller. Okay? So starts with question by attorney on the right. Ready? You let the killer go away. Is that right? Yes. And you felt bad, right? Yes, because if he was as cold-hearted as to do that, he could do that again. So you made a mistake, didn't you? Yes. Did you try to correct your mistake? I told the detective. When did you tell the detective? As soon as I left the courtroom, I told her why I hadn't said the truth. When you saw the defendant the first time in January, he's the person that shot you, right? Yes. Were you sure then? Yes, 100% certain. As you are now, since the photographs, I was sure that it was him, but I needed to see him personally to be 100% certain. Did you testify later in this case, sir, in April of 1998? Yes, in the same case. Is that right? Yes. Did you identify the defendant in court then for the judge? Yes. How did you identify the defendant? Did you tell them he was the person that shot you? Yes. You were sure then? Yes. As you are now? Yes. May I have just a second, Your Honor? I would like you to look at People's Exhibit number 6, Mr. Barbosa. Do you recognize what that shows? Yes. Do you see a location where your Camaro was parked in that photograph? Yes. Point to it with your finger first, please. Here, where this car is at. The truck, yes. And do you see the place where the four-door Chevrolet was parked? Yes. Point to it with your finger, please, towards this way. Where the shadow is? Yes, here. Mr. Barbosa, do you still feel the effects of your wound to your chest today? Every time I eat, and that I eat more than I should, I have a very sharp pain here. Here, indicating his left shoulder area, left shoulder, chest area. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Barbosa. I have nothing else for you now. My thought was that we'd begin our cross-examination tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. That's fine, Judge. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, do keep in mind my admonitions. See you then. I need the witness to have him ordered back. Okay, all the jurors have left the courtroom. Mr. Barbosa, I'm ordering you back here tomorrow morning. I want you to be here at 8:30. Do you understand that? Yes. If you need something for work, we'll give you a slip of paper to show where you have been. Please. But you must be here tomorrow at 8:30. After you finish testifying, we'll give you a form indicating you have been in court, all right? Yes, all right. And I want you to talk to nobody about this case. Do you understand that? Yes. And Mr. Miller, would you just impress upon Mr. Salgado's family, please? Okay, any questions so far?
What's the abbreviation for detective?
I don't know. So is it DET maybe? I'm not sure.
I use debt with a D, D-E-B-T.
With a what?
The D-E-T. I got the B in debt, D-E-B-T, and then detective, D-E-T.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So that's one way, but we didn't have another.
All right, not too bad. Any questions? No?
Well, I'm gonna ask you this.
Okay.
So when the lawyers and when the judge is talking, and then talking to the lawyers and that,
And the witness and
in the witness, you would just identify the, like the plaintiff.
In colloquy.
But you don't have to do that cue,
Right,
just,
because the moment you hit a Q after it, it takes that software to go Q by Mr. and it puts Q. So it thinks it's in question and answer mode.
and when the witness would speak up and say something, then it was just a W.
Yep.
The whole thing.
Mhm. The W in the whole thing?
I mean, the last
Wit
name,
We do Whitman. What do you do?
Or you doing something different?
just, yeah.
Okay.
You do.
When the witness pipes in, just the W, the
Okay.
initial W,
Uh-huh.
and then the full thing on the left. On the left.
Oh, okay, I haven't
Oh,
heard
no,
that,
wait,
but
wait,
I'm sure
wait.
there's different ways, yeah. Someone told you about that? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's a good way to do
But then
it
another way is just with, and then the witness.
too. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so let's try it again. Uh-oh.
I
I
don't
just
need
spelled
that
it.
extra strength.
Because, wait, you mean
That's kind of a big deal,
Yeah.
then it sticks out.
W?
Yeah, the W.
And then the which one, top egg or lower
The
egg?
whole
Both.
thing.
Do you do,
Oh, both.
do you do the vowels? No?
No.
Just the,
Just the, just
Okay.
the right name.
but that's kind of good, because it
Just
kind
one
of breaks it, so you don't get it.
Well, and the W stands out for it, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try it again. Same speed? All right, same speed. Here we go. This is question by attorney on the right, who is the plaintiff's attorney. Ready? You let the killer go away. Is that right? Yes. And you felt bad, right? Yes. Because if he was as cold-hearted as to do that, he could do that again. So you made a mistake, didn't you? Yes. Did you try to correct your mistake? I told the detective. When did you tell the detective? As soon as I left the courtroom, I told her why I hadn't said the truth. When you saw the defendant the first time in January, he's the person that shot you, right? Yes. Were you sure then? Yes, 100% certain. As you are now? Since the photographs, I was sure that it was him. But I needed to see him personally to be 100% certain. Did you testify later in this case, sir? In April of 1998? Yes. In the same case. Is that right? Yes. Did you identify the defendant in court then? For the judge? Yes. How did you identify the defendant? Did you tell them he was the person that shot you? Yes. You were sure then? Yes. As you are now? Yes. May I have just a second, Your Honor? I would like you to look at People's Exhibit number 6, Mr. Barbosa. Do you recognize what that shows? Yes. Do you see a location where your Camaro was parked in that photograph? Yes. Point to it with your finger first. Here, where this car is at. The truck? Yes. And do you see the place where the 4-door Chevrolet was parked? Yes. Point to it with your finger, please. Towards this way. Where the shadow is? Yes, here. Mr. Barbosa, do you still feel the effects of your wound to your chest today? Every time I eat, and that I eat more than I should, I do have a very sharp pain here. Indicating here, his left shoulder area. Left shoulder, chest area. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Barbosa. I have nothing else for you now. My thought was that we'd begin our cross-examination tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. That's fine, Judge. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. Do keep in mind my admonitions. See you there. I need the witness to have him ordered back. Okay, all the jurors have left the courtroom. Mr. Barbosa, I'm ordering you back here tomorrow morning. I want you to be here at 8:30. Do you understand that? Yes. If you need something for work, we'll give you a slip of paper to show where you have been. Yes, but you must be here tomorrow at 8:30. After you finish testifying, we'll give you a form indicating you have been in court. All right? Yes, all right. And I want you to talk to nobody about this case. Do you understand that? Yes. And Mr. Miller, would you just impress upon Mr. Salgado's family, please? I already have, Judge. Question by plaintiff's attorney. Ready? You let the killer go away. Is that right? Yes. And you felt bad, right? Yes, because if he was as cold-hearted as to do that, he could do that again. So you made a mistake, didn't you? Yes. Did you try to correct your mistake? I told the detective. When did you tell the detective? As soon as I left the courtroom, I told her why I hadn't said the truth. When you saw the defendant the first time in January, he's the person that shot you, right? Yes. Were you sure then? Yes, 100% certain. As you are now, since the photographs, I was sure that it was him. But I needed to see him personally to be 100% certain. Did you testify later in this case, sir? In April